I'm here with Heather Jones, and it's so wonderful to meet you.
So wonderful to meet you. Thanks for having me.
I've heard about you.
I heard about you.
Oh, we'll keep it clean, okay?
Wonderful things.
So if I were to not look behind me and I were just to research you, how would you coin yourself as a quilt maker?
That's a big question to answer. I think my work is primarily minimal. I'm often inspired by non-traditional things, places, architecture, works of art. My background is in art history and fine art, so I draw a lot of inspiration from those things as well.
How long have you been quilting?
Regularly, I've been quilting for about 5 or 6 years by now. I've always loved quilts, and I had made a few earlier than that, but that's when I really started to regularly quilt.
Well, did you take a class? I mean, how'd you jump into the swimming pool?
No classes, I'm self-taught. I jumped into the pool feet first. I started the Cincinnati chapter of the Modern Quilt Guild in 2010.
Okay.
And when I started it, I was asked to be the president. So, and at that time, I had made a few quilts.
Yeah.
But I thought, if I'm going to walk the walk, I need to talk the talk too. So I really started to focus on quilt making then.
So you live down here in Southern California, right?
No, I'm from Ohio.
Why did I think you lived down here? That's how rumors get started.
I guess.
Now you have a really interesting story with Martha Stewart.
I do, yeah.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, I was chosen by the editors of Martha Stewart as a finalist in the American Made challenge a couple years ago.
Okay.
Actually,
I remember
twice,
that.
Yeah, twice, two-time challenge, or two-time finalist, which was exciting and such an honor because, Martha Stewart played such a, huge role in my life and as well, I'm sure many
everybody's,
of our lives. Yeah, honestly, so it was thrilling to be a part of that.
And so what was the process?
The process was online submission, share your story, tell a little bit about your information, and then share images of your work. And then the editors selected, I think a total of 20 out of thousands of entries. And then there was an online voting process for the winner. So I did not get the most wins for that, but it was really an honor to be chosen by the editors of the Martha Stewart.
And it was a quilt, right?
It was a number of quilts.
Was it modern, traditional?
Modern, yeah. I'd say most of my work is modern.
So how have you seen the Modern Quilt Guild change since the inception of it?
It's grown hugely. When I started our chapter, we were one of the earlier ones. LA was started a few months before us, but we were one of the early ones. So it's been fun to see it grow from this kind of grassroots, small local organizations throughout the different cities in the country and in the world to this huge thing that it is now, who puts on these great shows here at QuiltCon, and it's been great to just watch it grow. Well,
I have to say too, I had not been to QuiltCon before. It is very, very different here. It's very, very exciting. Yeah. And just even the way the booths are handled. Like for instance, you've got manufacturers here,
right,
and they're not selling,
right.
So they're here to draw you in and to learn about the brand and all that, right?
Yeah, I think it's nice because I think it's a way for the consumers to see the workings of manufacturers, but also independent designers and shops as well.
Okay, so what if somebody wants to be in the guild, but they don't have a chapter near them? What would you suggest they do?
You can purchase an individual membership online through the Modern Quilt Guild's website. So if there's not a chapter in your area, that's an opportunity. And through their website, you'll have access as a member to all sorts of educational resources and challenges and events that you can still participate even if you don't have a guild of your own. Okay. A local guild of your own. Yeah.
Okay, now what about you?
Yeah.
So do you have an online, what do you do? What do you teach?
What do I teach? Yeah. I teach a number of classes. I like to teach improvisational classes.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, improvisational patchwork is one of my favorites because I love the fact that the end product is completely different and unique, and I think that is what excites me the most about it. So this QuiltCon I'm teaching 2 improvisational classes and a large-scale piecing class, which I'm excited about too. I like to take traditional quilt patterns and blow them up.
Well, there are definitely some considerations as far as construction goes.
For
alone,
sure.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you travel a lot and teach?
I do, yeah, I do.
And so then where would somebody find you if they wanted to get hold of you?
You can check my website out, which is heatherjonesstudio.com, and I have a list of my upcoming classes there.
And you also have books
I do.
and patterns and all that good stuff?
Yeah, I do. I've got books and patterns. My first solo book came out last year called Quilt Local, and it was it's inspired by things around me. So it's a nice little intimate story to my work. And that's on my website as well.
And now if somebody buys the book from you, do you sign it?
I do, yes.
Nice.
Signed copies for sure.
Nice. And you package it yourself?
I do,
And
yeah.
the staff of your cat or dog helps you?
Yes, yeah.
That's how it is with me too.
My husband and kids occasionally too, but it's usually
Awesome.
me and the cat and dog.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming in and sharing your work and
Thank
talking
you.
about the whole thing that's going on here. I mean, it is, where's it going to be next year?
Savannah, Georgia. Yeah.
Opposite of California, that's
right.
for sure.
That's for sure, yeah.
Well, continued success, and
Thank
thank
you.
you for everything you've contributed.
Thank you very much.